How are you feeling after a 100-mile race? Are you calorie depleted? Do you get sleep? I mean, are you trying to eat everything in sight? I mean,
it's hard to sleep because your heart's still racing and you're pretty messed up. You're hungry beyond description, right?
Okay.
You can just eat nonstop. Your metabolism's going to run like another 6 days at a pace that's would get most people nauseous, right? I mean, you just can't eat enough.
Okay. And are you sucking down like those electrolyte gels and stuff during the race?
I mean, when you're doing it, you'll eat anything. All your rules get broken as far as eating properly, proper nutrition. But I'm not a believer in all that stuff. You really don't need much.
Okay, so you can eat beforehand and not eat during?
No. I mean, I've run the longest I ever did. I did 300 miles once. I ran, and I had a very systematic system where we ran every 3 miles for I made 100 stops, and every 3 miles I had a salt pill and a tiny little piece of sandwich, cheese and mustard, whatever I felt like a little quarter piece, and water.
Okay.
And so I didn't need any special powders or this or that. It was salt pill, piece of sandwich, and water.
Every 3 miles, and you kept the discipline, and that was enough.
I kept the discipline. And that's a separate story we can get into when the discipline went.
I want to get to the second event, but like for a lot of people that are watching, and I'm sitting here thinking this, I haven't even done a marathon. That seems like something that's going to kill my Achilles tendons and my knees and stuff like that. So when you start talking about these long distance races, it makes me always think like, why, how are you not injured? All that stuff.
Bikram yoga.
Okay.
Bikram yoga is a big one. Anybody listening must do Bikram yoga. I'm constantly screaming at soldiers, civilians, everybody I do workouts with. You gotta go do yoga at the very least.
Okay.
And if you can, go to Bikram yoga. I don't care if you don't like it. You gotta do it because winning in life is about outliving your competition in a healthy manner. And that means you don't want to be bedridden, right? You want to be active and flexible and be able to sit down, stand up, lift a box, and you get that, in my opinion, from yoga.
Okay.
But we can get into that later with my mother. And
we'll get into the why at some point as well.
The why, I've lost a little bit of the why at this age. The why in the beginning, that 12 years of doing these crazy races was I just needed to see what I could do. How far could I push myself? Right? Could I get that done? Could I throw challenges out to myself and complete them? And doesn't exist so much for me anymore because I know I could do the stuff. Right. And so can you, and so can anybody, but I had to prove it to myself. And I did that. Now it's just about maintaining health.
Okay.
Right?
And you were proving it to yourself or to other people at the same time? And when you...
Well, I was committing to other people because I think that's the best way to force yourself to do it, right?
Social pressure, is that what they call it?
I got to commit publicly because now I'm on the hook.
And that works with you because it bothers you if you don't stay up to your word?
Exactly.
And is that something that your parents taught you, or...?
Yeah, I mean, probably, and we'll get into where I grew up in that crazy neighborhood with organized crime and everything, and so that was, got to be a man of your word and not go back on it, and so that was pounded in our heads.
Okay.
And I mean, what are you? If you're telling people you're doing things, but then you're not doing them. Right.
I just always wonder if that value is still important in America or in the world, kids these days.
Well, I'll tell you what.